This is the Saved by the Bell Boxing Podcast, first episode with myself, CP, Charlie Parsons, and Grime MC, big boxing fan. In fact, MC whose talent knows no bounds, Mr. Grime
Yeah.
MC. How are we?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. I'm with the future of boxing, Charlie Parsons. And you know when I write on your comment, bro, I put whatever outstanding sentences. I get bare likes from your mates still.
Have I seen that? All my guys are liking it, just like, and I got so many messages, just like, yeah. Right, we will stick to boxing. It's a podcast. Taylor Ramirez, first thing that I want to speak about. My birthday weekend, my boy Stitch was in the corner.
Wicked.
Good win for the UK, undisputed champion. Sort of thoughts on the performance for Taylor and everything in the fight week. Do you think he potentially got to Ramirez's head beforehand?
Not really. Well, I thought he did, but not really. Like, I thought Ramirez was winning at least 5 of the first 6 rounds. I thought Ramirez started off better than Taylor. So, not really. What do you think, that or?
Well, no, I wouldn't have said that he was in his head so much, but I know for a fact, like, I was watching it, and I think up until about round 5 or 6, I was a little bit concerned.
Me too.
I thought Ramirez looked very good. He was working on. I thought Taylor looked a little bit slow, but I mean, what does it matter now? I mean, what a performance in the end. But I definitely thought Ramirez started, and I was worried. I was a little bit worried.
But yeah, I was worried as well, and I thought Taylor. That's probably one of the best performances of a Brit that I've seen abroad, man. Like, it was exceptional. That the uppercut off when he pushed him up, took a step back, and I think I watched that on Twitter a good 10, 15 times already, man. It's amazing from Josh Taylor, man.
Refereeing was a bit mad, though. I mean, I think
mate,
he had like 20, 25 seconds to recover. I've seen something online.
It was a long time, wasn't it? Or maybe that's his way. Or maybe, I don't think it was intentional. It was intentional, but I do think that's his way of refereeing, though. I've seen him do it a few times before. So I don't think it was biased as much as people think it is, but there was a bit of lenience towards the top-ranked boxer. Well, they're not both top-ranked, but the home boxers, should I say.
I did see something online. Someone somehow managed to interview Kenny Bayless. I mean, I wouldn't even know about how I don't even know about how you'd get a referee on for an interview, because it's not like they're on socials or anything like that. But and I will have to watch that, and then potentially we'll talk about that next time, because it'd be interesting to sort of see what he said, because I know that it was brought to him. The person who posed the question was like, why did you allow him so much time to recover? But I'll tell you what, I was watching Mayweather Hatton. It was on TV a couple of hours ago. And something I know, I always seem to notice, I always feel like US refs always give the fighters a lot more time to recover.
Yeah, it's not an instant count either, is it?
Nah.
That's what I kind of noticed. But apparently, I got this from the Fury fight against Wilder 1. He does say in your room, when he goes into your dressing room, that I remember him, Tyson saying that if he knocks you down, he will give you a chance to get back up. But it's like you get 10 seconds before you get a count, which I think is not fair, really. But if that way of refereeing wasn't about, would a Fury beat the count against Wilder the first time? I don't know. It could work both ways.
It's facts. It's just like, I suppose that's the way that we see it, because obviously we wanted Taylor, we're the UK. But if that was potentially, if you look at it, we were on the side with Fury. I don't really know. It was so long ago, and I think so much has been almost discussed about that 10 count kind of thing. I don't know if Fury made it. It all seemed a little bit bizarre, but it's difficult, because you think in the UK, I think a lot of refs would have jumped in and stopped it a lot sooner. And that's why I say I almost think US refs are not necessarily too lenient, but either give too much time or like allow fighters to recover. Whereas maybe that's the British refs that jump in too prematurely. I don't really know.
Yeah, I've got to say, Charlie, I'm quite a fan of giving a fighter as much chance as the fight to go on, because just to see a good fight, man. Yeah. Taylor could have got the knockout, but Ramirez's fitness, he come back, man. Like, so obviously he was all right. You know what I'm saying?
That's the next thing.
He was all right.
He clearly had that time, and he managed to come back. So it's interesting. I mean, we see a load of stuff with stoppages, and it's almost like one of them things that you could just speak about forever because
I think Matchroom, actually not saying Matchroom, UK, I've seen a few light stoppages recently.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I think British refs do have the worry of being premature, but then again, it was something that I just flicked over briefly to after in the middle of watching the Showtime thing, and I literally jumped onto the Chantel Cameron fight. I'll be honest.
I missed that.
I wasn't too interested. She was 1 to 100 to win.
Okay.
So I wasn't too interested myself, and that's why I literally just jumped on because there was nothing else on at the time. And bruv, it was genuinely one of the worst stoppages I'd ever seen. Don't get me wrong, the other woman
really
round, but it was like literally Chantel Cameron just threw a 1-2, and the ref just was like, nah. And it's almost like it's hard to criticise a ref. It is, and that's another thing I speak to people about. Maybe not so much boxers, but trainers and cutmen and sort of stuff like that. And they'll say like, "Oh, it's hard to criticise a ref," but you have to think it's their job, isn't it? There should be that sort of perfect balance. Sometimes it's way too early, and sometimes it's ludicrously late.
And that was on the Matchroom card, right? The Chantel Cameron one. I remember Eddie Hearn specifically saying, "Do you know when he lost that fighter on his card? Louis DeBella's fighter that died maybe about 18 months ago. I can't remember the name. I don't. Yes, yeah, and I don't want to disrespect who I can't. I don't want to guess either. But that's it. Like ever since then, Eddie's been the ref. If he feels you're in trouble, save you for another day. With the Americans, they're a bit more. And that's the only reason why I think on Matchroom, if they feel like or sense you can be in trouble, bro, you're out of there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Ramirez is a 2-time world champion, bro, and it's an elite fight. It's an undisputed fight. So you're going to give him maybe the rub of the green, innit? You're going to get a little bit rub of the green, a little bit.
And at the end of the day, I mean, it proved right, didn't it? I mean, the fight sort of was allowed to continue, and it ended up...
And it was all right. That one proved right, yeah. And on another day, do you know what I don't like, though? All right, so if Ramirez would have got back up, then he would have knocked him out again and he's unconscious and concussed, because you can prevent that. I don't want to see anyone on the floor fighting for their life, bro. So maybe that's what, in England, we do protect that.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you spread out like that, bro. You will get stopped.
And I think if you look at like world-class knockout reels, a lot of them come from America, where almost the ref will come over and be like, "Gloves up, are you ready?"
Yeah,
and then you can tell they're not. They're wobbling all over there. But all they do is put their gloves up and then walk into a punch and they're out on the floor, splattered everywhere.
I don't want to see that as a fighter. I
don't think anyone wants to see that, bro. Right.
It was a great win, though. Yeah.
It was, and we've got an undisputed champion, and then fingers crossed. Well, on the topic of undisputed champions, we'll speak about it briefly because we don't want to say too much on it because absolutely every platform in the world is speaking about the three Joshua, Fury and Wilder. However, if we do eventually get Joshua and Fury, we could have two undisputed champions in Britain. Sickers, do we think it's going to happen eventually?
No, not now. Bro, I've got a feeling one of them's going to lose, you know, or draw. Let's not rule out. One of them is gonna, because two men have been given the golden ticket, either Usyk or Wilder. I got a feeling that Joshua might fight someone else there. Are you getting that? Are you sensing that as well?
I just don't. I know he's had to fight so many mandatories, but I've heard Eddie Hearn say before how much Joshua wants to be undisputed. So I just can't see him dropping the WBO. And I think if he did, it'd be a bit of a foolish move, to be honest. I wouldn't like that move.
But why are they mentioning other names though? Ruiz.
I know. I didn't understand that either. They were talking about White. They were talking about Ruiz.
White too.
They even said Trevor Bryan, bruv.
Yeah, that's on that. That's the out of order.
No.
I don't. But to wrap the question up, I don't think we're going to see it. What if one of us going to get beaten? It could even be Fury started camp today. Was talking on Sunday the 31st of May. He started camp today. I don't think that's enough. It's 8 weeks, but still, man. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like that John Fury interview done a lot for me, man.
What do you think of that? Because I think some people...
He's scared. He's saying to his boy, "Come home, mate. Yeah, you got too many yes man around you. You're gonna lose everything in America. Come home, mate.
Come home, if that's your father and he's saying that, in an interview,
National.
would you not rather he like I don't get me wrong, I quite like John Fury. I like him, but I think in that situation, and I know he did it with Ben Davison as well before. He was quite outspoken about Ben Davison, which is one of the...
But Ben's proved them wrong, though, I think.
I agree, which is one of the reasons that Ben ended up being moved away as Fury's trainer. Personally, I think that ended up being a good move because I think Sugar is fantastic. However, I think if that was my dad, and bearing in mind, Tommy's just come back from John, so Tommy must have had the same thing from John because Tommy was out there with Tyson as well.
Yeah, Tommy's gone home now, hasn't he?
Yeah, Tommy's gone home. So he must have had that same... And if that was my dad, I personally wouldn't like him speaking like that, out like that. You'd rather it just came to you directly, wouldn't you?
But I feel like, and this is not true, this is what I feel. I feel like John's tried to reach Tyson. Tyson's partying with these superstars. So he had to do it his way, very clever way, say, yo, come back home, mate. You've got too much yes man around you. Yeah. You should throw your bouts in the bin. But since that interview, Tyson has said, yo, I'm offline for 8 weeks. Don't get hold of me. And he's gone train, so I think it worked. I think it worked.
Not speaking too much about it, but I'll say two things to you. I'll say, one, on the topic of Tyson, we know, and he says it himself, like mentally, he is a fragile individual. He says he worries when he retires from the sport, what he's going to do. We've seen it. I mean, I can't say he looks unfit at all because the last time he came into the fight, he didn't look in the greatest of fitness and he absolutely steamrolled Wilder out. However, we are seeing him out a lot and it's...
I don't like that.
Huh? No, I don't like it.
I don't like that. It's worrying me. But his missus has gone there to save him, I think. I've seen Paris fly out there. Happy for that. His kids are with him. I think Fury's playing you see him, he's a tactician. I think he's making you think he's like that, but I reckon he's training out behind. Because his face is quite chiseled, right?
What's that?
His face is quite chiseled.
Yeah.
Got quite a slim face.
Yeah.
So, but going back to your original question, do you think we're going to get
it? As a fan, it's so difficult. As a fan, I just want to see it so bad that I suppose there's hope in me. But I do remember being like the only person on my timeline that was almost unshocked by the news that had come out because we'd seen so much talk about it for months that I was almost just like why did everyone forget about the whole Wilder thing? Like,
because Bob Arum, bro, was like, don't worry about it, man. Just don't worry. And then Chisora, I owe you an apology as well because you called it early as well. Do you know what I mean? But do you give Wilder a chance?
Well, that was what I was about to say to you. I was about to say, what one's a more risky fight, Usyk for Joshua or Wilder for Fury? I don't know. I do give Wilder a chance. I do. But...
Why? He's not won a round. How many rounds has he won? 19 rounds, man. How many rounds?
It's his power. You can never write that power off.
Yeah, but he took his... All right. You're a boxing man like me, purist, yeah? You know in the second fight, in the second round, Wilder caught Fury twice, bro. First and second round.
Don't get me wrong. I think Fury will win.
They're battering, bro.
Comfortable. I think Fury will win comfortable. However, I would give... and I'd still enjoy to see the fight. I just think anytime you watch Wilder fight, I think knowing the amount of power that man possesses, there's almost like always going to be a side of it where you're just like...
Yes, but...
Of the what if.
One mistake in the first fight. 2 mistakes. Against a half-fit Fury.
Yeah.
Against a Fury, that's like... I don't know, man. Obviously, I'm a Fury super fan, everyone knows, but I don't see what you can do in the second fight to even make me think in the third fight anything's going to be any different, bro. No, and this time you've got to put your hands up and say, yo, I've got to beat by the better boxer, bro. And you don't go. You need another fight before you fight Fury, bro. You can't go straight again in like that. Sorry to cut you as well.
That's all right. I think the only way that Wilder could win is if Fury isn't taking everything seriously, and perhaps this whole sort of like Las Vegas or Miami or wherever he is at the minute, lifestyle has gone to his head a bit. Usyk, Joshua, is that a harder fight than Fury Wilder trilogy?
Yeah, it is, man. Because Wilder's not a boxer, man. You know what I'm saying? You're coming against foot. Obviously, Joshua's a big man, bigger bloke than Usyk. You're coming against a man that's ring craft is elite, man. Elite footwork, the way he moves around the ring, the IQ of the man, and how he's a slow starter though, Usyk though. He's a slow starter, and
I used to think that, and because I used to be big on Usyk, but I think
so did I.
I think like his inactivity, if anything, has almost sort of like, don't get me wrong, I'm still a massive fan of him, but I'm not as confident. I used to be quite confident that he would give Joshua troubles and potentially cause the upset. However, now I'm not sure. I just don't think he'll be able to take that power. If he gets caught by a right hand, I'm not convinced he'll be able to take it.
Well, nah, of course he won't. No, I don't think so. Because, all right, but Usyk, people say he struggled against Chisora, right? I had Chisora beating Parker the other week, right?
I did too.
Did you? Yeah. All right, yeah, cool. It was around either way, which is fair.
Totally agree.
So, what Usyk done to Chisora is levels above both of them. So it's going to be a tough fight, man.
A lot of people were saying that like Chisora won that Usyk fight, and that Chisora. Nah, I disagree completely. I think Usyk comfortably had that by a good couple of rounds.
He had a bad start, Usyk. I thought he was in there rumbled.
People were pissed off, but bearing in mind, you've got to think that was Usyk's first proper fight at heavyweight, and also the time that he'd had off. He ain't fought a proper fight since the Bellew fight, because that Chaz Witherspoon don't mean nothing.
Yeah, and he was only 15.5 stone that fight as well. And the fight of the man, they had 4 stone. I think 4 stone on him. 18, 19 stone. Chisora, man, was about 15, 16. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's roughly right. Bro, that's a lot of weight to give away and you just box a man up, bro. You know, of course, when you get hit by a man that big, you're going to get hurt, bro. He's not going to firm it and just flipping, not moving an inch, is he? Come on, man. I don't know, but I feel one of them will hiccup. Even something like this, Charlie. What if flipping one of them gets a cut, then they're out? Or look at Billy's eye, bro. Like, you don't know, innit? Like, it's up in the air, bro. It's up in the air, man.
Right. Let's move on to this weekend. It's something that you said that we should talk about, and I like it. Is Devin Haney good enough? Sicker's review hit me.
Oh, okay. Is he good enough? I think he is good enough, yeah. But I think there's I can't lie to the viewers, the millions and millions of people who listen to our podcast. I feel like I saw the highlights of Linares. If you're beating Linares at 22, you're on the way to something. I just don't think you're better than Teofimo right now. What do you think?
No, I agree. I've seen Eddie saying that he wants to make the Teofimo fight.
Yeah, all right. But if you're Eddie's promoter, bro, why are you throwing the man in with the Sharks already, man? What's the rush with Haney, bro?
Unless you really, really, really believe in it. But I personally, I'm big on the rush, though. I'm big on
Go and fight Loma. Go and fight Loma, bro. Give Loma a shout, yeah? And give him a little to about.
To be fair, Devin Haney was calling for that Garcia fight, and Garcia said no, and then he took what fight was it that he took Garcia, and then he went off with the
Blue Campbell
thing, which is fair enough. I totally understand that. However, I almost like every fight at 135 for Haney, apart from the Teo fight. But I suppose if he wants to prove himself, then yeah. But I don't give him a chance in that fight.
Do you know what I just come into my head? What I think will be good for Devin? Go and fight Luke Campbell, bro. Another one. I think I'll be a stellar name.
I think he's a level above that.
Okay, but I think Campbell is a level above Linares today. I know Linares beat Campbell.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think it's it's a stern test. They're both with Matchroom. I don't think you're going to get a big fight. Henry's going to get Teofimo next.
Look at the lightweight division now and just names that.
Who can you fight then? Lee Selby is not a bad name.
Yeah. Fortuna's not a bad name. Fortuna.
But ain't Fortuna fighting for the interim now?
He is. He's fighting
Diaz.
Jojo Diaz, yeah.
Yeah. Who beat Jojo Diaz again? Tevin Farmer?
Tevin Farmer, yes.
Yeah.
No, Tevin Farmer beat... No, sorry. Jojo Diaz beat Tevin Farmer because it was on that Miami card.
That was it. That was it.
I like the... I'll tell you what. Richard Coming is a good name for Haney.
Yes, he is a good name for Haney. Because he had momentum before the post fight, didn't he?
But if Haney wants T.O., then...
As a fan as well, I'm unsure about who the hell's Lomachenko fighting. I never heard of that guy, you know.
I like him. I tell you what, he gave... Good? Yeah. That Nakatani, the Japanese guy. Don't get me wrong. He's not amazing. However, he made Teofimo Lopez look very, very average.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people wrote off Tio for the Lomachenko fight because of the Nakatani fight. So I think Loma will get through him comfortable. However, I think if you're coming off a loss like that, I think it's the perfect fight. I really do.
Good.
I really think it's a perfect fight. He got a good win last time out. He knocked some guy out. I think he was behind on the card. So I think that proves that he can give someone a tricky night, make them look not amazing. And he's got the power for a stoppage when he's behind. So that's why I think that fight is perfect.
So you with me on the Loma and Haney then?
Yeah, I'd like it.
I don't think you're going to get Tio next because Tio's got to fight. It looks like he's going to go up in it.
Yes. Well, he's got Kambosos, hasn't he? Who's...
I think that's light work for Logan.
Yeah, I agree. And then, well, he's saying Taylor at 140, which I would like.
Careful what you wish for, Lopez, man. Taylor's got a better CV than you, bro.
Phenomenal.
And he can bang.
That is a...
You say it is, but, like, I don't care, man. Josh Taylor's a favourite for me in that fight, bro. He'll give...
No, you have to, based on the fact that Taylor's done it at 140 against an abundance of names.
The record's nuts.
I still think it's a phenomenal... Yeah, Taylor... That's why Taylor, bro, I had him pound for pound before he beat Ramirez. People were only just putting him in their top 10 pound for pound list. I had him there.
Well, I've seen a lot of people's top five. I'm happy, man.
What's that?
I'm happy. I've seen him in a few people's top fives. I'm really happy.
I think I've got him around.
I feel like America like him more than we do, bruv.
Yeah. There's not much hype, and it's sad. It's almost like he doesn't really get promoted enough. But I mean, there were people giving Top Rank a bit of stick for not promoting it enough. I don't know. It's difficult. Yeah. Let's talk about something that I heard before, which actually links in with this.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul on pay-per-view, and Taylor not being picked up by any UK provider. I understand it. Because obviously, right, all these boxing companies, you look at the head of Sky who's making these sort of executive decisions, bruv. They're saying,
who is it now?
Generate the most money. However, is it a bad look for boxing, potentially, that fight, that the Taylor fight wasn't picked up and we're getting... I was watching... What was it? I was watching the playoff final today, yeah? It was Newport against Morecambe.
Morecambe went up, yeah?
They were plugging Logan Paul, internet sensation, against Floyd Mayweather, bruv. Oh my God.
It's embarrassing, man. Especially when Pacquiao's fighting Spence. That's what makes it. Yeah. That's what makes it embarrassing for me. I like Mayweather, bro. What's probably my favorite fighter, bro, of my generation. Best I've seen, bro. To do that, I look at him and think, what are you doing, man?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, and I get
how much money do you need
now, and he's over 40, and that his name is Floyd Money Mayweather, but the guy's got so much money, bro, and it's almost...
How much is he getting for that, bro?
Well, so I heard something say that he's getting 100 mil for it.
For an exhibition, you can't knock him at the same time, bro.
No, don't get me wrong, I respect the hustle, but it's almost like Logan Paul.
He's putting himself before the sport, isn't it?
100%.
If it was the undercards, Tank versus whoever, or Buddy Jack, his fighters that he's got, I'll get it a little bit, man. But what the hell's going on?
Mayweather's ego's up here, bro. He's never going to ever sit on an undercard ever again.
Do you think? Do you see what Frotch said today?
Yeah, and
he's funny, Frotch, isn't he?
He's clearly done it for nibbles, bro.
Yeah, bro. It made me think, because Logan Paul, what's the weight he's giving away? They look like two.
Well, Logan Paul, I think Logan Paul's coming in at 200 pounds, and
just a cruiser thing, yeah.
Yes, and I think Mayweather's coming in at 160. However, with that being said, And someone said, one of my mates said to me today, they were like, bro, Charlie, I'm not gonna lie, I'll give Logan Paul a chance in that. And it's almost one of them ones, you know, when you're a boxing purist and you're just like, all right, mate, like I'll let you think that. But there's just like this guy lost to KSI, bruv.
Yeah, bro, what you're gonna look at is a man that can't box, a man that the footwork. Mayweather will walk out, bro. Mayweather will have to throw a punch and still win the fight. How about that, bro?
He can end it when he wants to end it.
Of course, but I'm saying you don't have to throw to win.
No.
Because how are you going to land on Mayweather, bro? If Canelo can't land on Mayweather, how are you going to do it, Logan Paul, bro? It just gets on my nerves, man. It's just making a mockery of my sport, bro. Like, I love boxing, man. These men are coming in the game. It's not. Listen, bro. Let me tell you something. I know I'm gonna sound like a granddad now. I'm an old man now, yeah. Bro, someone's gonna get hurt, bro, one day. KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. One of them's gonna get hurt, bro, because you're not a boxer, bro. Someday you're gonna get lamped up, bro, and you're gonna be fighting for your life, bro. Then what? You're not part of the sport like that, bro. You're not. You still, bro. Come on, man. You don't live the life like that, bro. You're gonna be fighting for your life, bro. Hearing bare beeps at the hospital, bro. For what? It's a joke, bro.
When you hear people like Jake Paul calling out like
when you say really love
and Canelo, bro, and you know the argument that I can't stand and I genuinely I don't like it one bit. When people say, "Oh yeah, it's good for the sport because we're getting younger fans in, bro." I've got some of my mates' brothers, yeah, who might be that sort of target audience age, like 11, 12, 13, bro. I don't know any of them who are sat watching, let's think like Conor Benn on a Saturday night. Yeah, Conor Benn's a fairly big British name now in terms of the boxing scene. But how many people, bro, are watching these fights? Right, Billy Joe Saunders on the undercard of KSI, Logan Paul. How many people have watched KSI Logan Paul of the age range, the demographic of like 8 to 14 years old, bro? I reckon less than 0.1% have gone, oh yeah, I want to tune in.
Yeah. I think it's about that as well. You might get one man that one out of like that will turn pro because he watched KSI versus Logan Paul. But nah,
exactly. I don't like the argument. I genuinely, I just can't see like some geezer in year 7 going, oh yeah, this is sick. I'm gonna start watch boxing now. I don't see it.
Yeah. So and also, man, like we've tried it now. Yeah. Go and play for Man United, bro, and go get and have a go against Pep Guardiola. Because stop coming in there over here and doing half. Like you can't go to Old Trafford and start playing football, bro. We've tried it, and I gave it open. I brought open mind to it. I loved it, man. And now I think we're taking a mick, bro. It's a shame, bro. So, at least like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, you come at £200. Go and fight a Coley, bro. Give him a little run around if you want to go, bro.
Well, Maris Breedis called out Jake Paul, didn't he? The disputed cruiserweight champion. He said, but I almost feel like that is where we're going in the wrong direction. I don't think these fighters should be given any of these airtime. Any of these guys.
Bro, he's fighting Floyd, you know.
I know, but
Floyd
imagine
Mayweather, bro.
Breedis is Floyd's retired, so even though I don't like it, Floyd's retired. Floyd's going to be Floyd. But the current number one cruiserweight champion of the world calling out Jake Paul, bro, what is that about?
Tommy Fury's chasing it as well.
I know. They're all desperate for it.
He's desperate, man. I thank you, Uncle Eddie, because he started this whole palaver off, man. He's still a runner.
The last thing we'll say on this, how far, or on the whole episode even, when will it end? How far does it have to go for people to say, this ain't it?
For a long, mate. My man's just signed the Showtime, bro. We're just starting. We're just starting, bro. It's a joke, man.
In 10 years, are we still going to be? I mean, but bro, there's a YouTuber versus TikTok card going on like in 2 weeks or so. I've literally seen no coverage of it.
Oh yeah,
not something that I'd watch, but there's like when we're talking about like and in fact full disrespect to these people, we're talking corny, Americans who make TikToks with their cringe thing having these fights,
mate.
and they've I think they're doing it at the Miami Dolphins stadium, and I think they're
Are they?
a whole TikTok or YouTuber event, and I'm thinking, like, can they not go do it in kickboxing or like MMA or bruv, why boxing?
It does, man. Annoy me, man. I love the sport, man. It's a sport where you train your life, man. It's a dedicated sport, and it's a lonely sport as well. And they're coming in, taking a mick out of us, to be fair. And but do you know what, bro? I think we got to adapt and accept it, which I've tried to do, man. But are you watching it on Saturday?
I don't think I'll stay up for it. I think I'll catch it in the morning or something. But because there is an intrigue, I would like to see how quickly Floyd deals with him. I'd like to see what Floyd does. But I'm not interested in the Logan Paul side. And if anything, I just kind of want to see Logan Paul lose. I think it would be quite funny.
Yeah,
I will not be staying up, especially now. Pascal has failed VADA test for like 4 different substances, which was...
Oh, was that on the undercard, was it?
Yeah, that was on the undercard. So the best fight on that undercard has gone. So in my opinion, there's nothing to stay up for that fight now.
Who's on the undercard now? No one?
I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to say.
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch it, but won't go out my way. If I fall asleep,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think it's like a 4 a.m. thing, 5 a.m.
Nah, I won't be up.
It'll be a next morning. I'll just catch it, YouTube, Twitter, something. Get numbers talking about it, and that's what we're here for. Sickers, it's been a pleasure. Everyone, boxing podcast, first episode, and then we will get them out as regularly as we can. Yeah, man. I just want to say, I think we'll let look on this on the first episode. You'll look back at this in 5 years' time, and you'll see how both of us are in our careers, man. But yeah, man, it's the future right now. So make sure you follow up Charlie Parsons. Super said so. Praised.